Stand by. Fire! LAG, Fuse PD, Charge 6, Deflection, 3133, Quadrant, 329er.
LAG, Fuse PD, Charge 6, ready to be verified. Delegate.
Verified.
It's not like right in the middle of the box.
Stand by. Fire! Two rounds. Fire! Hang it! Fire! Fire!
Ready?
Yes, sir.
What was the overall objective of this exercise?
The main objective is for the brigade is to see all the elements that we bring to the battlefield, from our support battalions all the way to our infantry, to our maneuvers, to our specialized BSTB, where our military intelligence assets are all implemented into the war games.
Next question. How do you feel this exercise will benefit the combat readiness of the 50th Infantry Brigade Combat Team?
This maneuver right now down in Fort Pickett allow us as commander, as the command sergeant major for the brigade, and the brigade commander to assess the abilities of the IBCT and their companies and battalions, seeing how they all interact together, seeing how we can maneuver, how we can bring the big picture, make the big picture clear in the battlefield, and make sure that everyone's in sync into the mission.
We're going to skip the third question that we asked the Command Sergeant Major and go right to the third. What was that question you asked? Go ahead. Do you remember?
Oh, well, I have actually two questions for you, Command Sergeant Major. The first one is, how does being able to actually have unit training with each other, as most units do train by themselves individually, they now have a chance to train with other units as a whole. How do you feel that's bettered the 50th IBCT as a whole?
Well, you give the actual squads, the platoons, and actually the whole battalion, and a good view of the other elements as they work hand in hand, moving through this exercise. They're seeing the capabilities, not in just their battalion level, what we can bring as the whole brigade. When you look at, we can do Ravens, looking at their pods, I mean, other assets that we can actually bring to the table. They understand this, they're not just by themselves. Look what other elements we have. We have two other maneuver elements. We have the scouts. We also have another infantry battalion. And again, the big support piece, beans and bullets, and how they feed us and how we can move forward and continue the battle.
Also, now coming into this training period, the 3-week training, what was your overall mission objective for training at Fort Pickett?
It's to see how ready we are, how to enhance, what level we're at, to make sure we can enhance our abilities as we go forward into our next role, or wherever we might deploy later on.
Okay. Can you stop for a minute? Hold on, Commander.
That make
Sergeant
sense?
Major. It did. However, in question number 1, you were doing nothing but acronyms, particularly when you hit the BSTB.
Right.
So let's revisit the first question for a second take. And, you know, rehearse in your mind the full nomenclature.
Okay.
You know, Brigade Special Troops Battalion when you're talking about it. Or you could elect to answer it differently, but avoid the acronyms. What was the overall objective of this exercise?
The overall objective of this exercise is to see how all the battalions are combat ready. We try to gauge and how they work together. For example, we have the 113th Infantry Battalion, we have the 114th Infantry Battalion, we have our Cavalry Scouts, the 102nd, we have the Special Troop Battalions, and we also have our support battalions, and see how they all coincide and how they all work together and fuse together as we go forward in this war game.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Command Sergeant Major?
I just very pleased on what the training I see. I'm pleased of the young soldiers, these volunteer soldiers, these school kids from college taking their time instead of going out and taking, as a matter of fact, some of them 6 weeks out of their summer break just to come down and be part of the Army National Guard.
You want to throw employers in there too? Give the employers a plug and
Roger.
try to do this over again?
Roger.
When you're talking about the students, not the employers. Okay?
Going back on that one?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
do another take.
All right.
So I'll start, Mike. You ready? Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I would like to commend all the young soldiers that they gave the dedication. They put up the cause. They stepped up to the plate, joined the military, taking six weeks out of their summer vacation to come and train before going back to college. Also, the employers allowing us to have their employees come and participate. This is huge. Without the employers, we couldn't do this. We got a lot of hardworking soldiers out there, and the economy is tough. And for employers to step up to the plate and allow them to participate, this is very huge. And I applaud the employers.